proton cannons, and then he brings his army back into his main base to protect it. So he's going to go down here, and it's time to get that natural. So he's going to move his army down here, keep it nice and blocked, but there's really nothing that Insignia can do to stop it at this point. So now he's warping in some more units here, building up his army. BeLikeWater, very smart. He wants to get in control of this game. He realizes if he can come down here and take these high-yield minerals and get up another hatchery, especially on these minerals, it could really turn the tide for him, and that might take him in the advantage of the map if he can get this. But it doesn't even look like Insignia at this point knows that he can take it, or that he is getting this high yield minerals. I would like to see an attack at this point by Insignia. He's got a better army, a better mixed army, especially with these sentries. This is my favorite unit for Protoss, as the force field and the guardian shield is so critical, especially against the Zerg army with Hydras. You can use a force field to kind of wall it off, so these Hydras will become a void unit, so basically they're doing nothing. So each player right now is just kind of doing their own scouting thing to make sure that none of them are doing any little sneaky expansions. At this point we're not. They're just doing the same old thing. Let's take a look at the unit count right now. So we got 11 sentries, 1 phoenix, 4 stalkers, 1 void ray, and 11 zealots. Pretty strong army here. And against 2 queens, really, I mean, not an offensive unit, 18 hydralisks, 35 zerglings, and he's got a little changeling here. Don't know where that's at, but it's somewhere in here. He's going to probably try to sneak it into his army, so maybe he can get a little bit of a vision on Insignia's army here. So pretty interesting base here that he's got built. Infestation pit, Hydralisk den. He's gotten a few upgrades for his units, and looks like he's going for the big boys. He's got the Ultralisk cavern coming up here. So if he can get that unit up in time, he can really, with that splash damage, rape these sentries with their such low shield and life, only 40 and 40. But it'll be interesting to see if Insignia can maybe scout that, if he can push now before he can get those Ultralisks up. Or at least if he gets only 1 or 2 Ultralisks, he can easily use those force fields to kind of kite him, because they're so slow that he could kite him around and they'd have to walk all the way around to his army, and by that time they should be dead. So doing very, very smart by BeLikeWater, like I had said, using this creep tumor, spread the creep on the map. The more your army is on the creep, the better chance you have to win. So he's probably going to move it down here to protect this high yield mineral, and so this Void Ray and Phoenix do find it. So he's going to try to get a little damage. It's not going to do much. He needs to micro that out of there quickly, or he's going to use it. Nope, too late. Quick damage of the Hydralisk is too powerful for just 1 Void Ray, so that easily goes down. He loses that kind of in vain there. And at this point, it looks like he realizes he needs to get the high yield minerals just to keep up at this point. And so it looks like Insignia is going to move his army down here. Very smart. He's going to try to come in down here, and I would almost not say necessarily a flank, but what he really wants is to get a better angle on this army where they're not so much on creep. And if he can come down here and really attack from this angle, it'd be much more to his advantage. Let's take a look at his base. He's got tons of gateways up here. He's got 6 gateways. He's still only got 1 starport, but at this point he's pretty much abandoned on air. He's got the charge being upgraded right now, and he's got the big time, so he must have some Colossus up on him. There's the big boys here, the Colossus. Using that expanded lance. Definitely needs to get that extra distance on the thermal lance. It's so crucial for the Colossus, especially with the sentry force fields. When you seal something off, you want that extra distance of the lance by the Colossus to really rape in the back, especially against those Hydras that are going to be sitting in the back, and he needs that extra distance to really get the damage on them. So it looks like we're going to see a little miniature battle here. He's using that Xel'Naga watchtower to see what he sees, and at this point he probably knows, right here obviously, that he's got the high yield minerals. He's probably can only assume that he's got the natural, especially as he's seen this already. So what we're going to see here is kind of something unique, and we're going to see some great play by Protoss as the battle's coming up. He's got pumping more and more Colossus out. He's got all of these gateways up. I wish he could sneak down here, put a pylon right here, and then he could easily warp in more units. That proxy pylon in this location right here behind the high things would be awesome. So at this point, whoever wins this battle is basically GG, as both of their armies are all right here. Nice little force fields on both sides protect his army. Again, look at these Hydras. These 4 Hydras weren't even attacking there for about 3 seconds. And again, he has to retreat as he just lost his entire left flank army, and he just lost his main army on this side. And he's pushing up on him, and he's going to take out this high yield mineral super, super quick. Again, seals it off. These Hydras can't do anything. He killed 1 Zealot. But again, with that extra distance on the Colossus, he lost 3 Hydras, and here comes the big boys to try to get some damage, but he's got all of these sentries. He's got the Guardian Shield up. He sealed it off. This Ultras is doing no damage right here. It's got nothing going on. It's got 1 Zealot. 2 Ultras are attacking 1 Zealot, but meanwhile they get completely destroyed by all these sentries, and then the Colossus are cleaning them up. Very, very smart here. He tries to send in some Speedlings. That doesn't do anything. Another Ultralist. He just kind of micros that back. All of these sentries do a ton of damage. There's one big unit, and he's just going to move it in and pretty much just take out this natural. So smart play here by Insignia to get that upgraded Lance. Kind of cute to try with the Ultralist, but at this point it was hard to do with the force field of the sentries, and BeLikeWater just leaves the game without even saying GG. So if you're having trouble with the early expansion from Zerg and you want to kind of see a different strat to win the game, that's kind of a best way you can do it. So thanks again for watching, everybody. It was 119 for BeLikeWater and 135 for Insignia. Thanks. Bye-bye.